um, everybody. Welcome to this Bafana Bafana press conference ahead of our away qualifier to Zimbabwe at this stadium. My name is Minawa Ndlobo, and at the head table we have the head coach of the South African senior men's national team, Coach Shivo Bruce, and to his right is the captain of the South African senior national men's team, Captain Ronwen Williams. What we're going to do is we're going to start with Ronza. He'll just give us one or two of his thoughts. You guys will ask your questions, and then he will leave and join training. And then the coach will remain with us for a couple more minutes. But for the purposes of today's press conference, we will start with Ronza, and then the coach will come after him. Over to you, Ronza.
Good afternoon, all. Just a recap on the week. And a wonderful week, good preparation. The preparation has been going well. Everyone reported, and obviously we had some changes, but the guys who came in has been looking good. It's good to see some familiar faces back into the team. It's good to see Dow and Sitole back. Obviously, we know what happened to Sitole, and to see him back after a year, it's amazing. The mood in the camp has been good. Training has been amazing. And the guys are looking forward to getting the job done.
Thanks, Rosa. I'll just start with the first question for you, Rosa. Given the magnitude of the next two games, which is the last two matches of a long qualifying program, how has the camp been? And looking towards the fact that we know exactly what we need to get done in this next two matches.
Yeah, I mean, we know what's at stake. It's coming to the end now, and it's the business end of the qualifiers. But nothing needs to change. We just need to be the team that we've been over the last 2 or 3 years. We've been growing. We've been so good. But we need to finish it on a positive note. We've set ourselves high standards. When we started the World Cup campaign, we said that we want to be there and we want to qualify. And it's close now. It's in our hands. And I think that's the most important thing, that we're not going to look for favors or rely on other teams. We want to get the job done. And that's the mentality that we all have. And that's the mentality in the camp. We've got 2 important games. We know how tough it's going to be. They're not going to make it easy for us, and we don't expect them to. So, if you had to see the way training was this week, you can see that the boys mean business, and they know how important it is for us to qualify.
Cool. I'll open the floor now. Please, when you ask your question, just introduce yourself so that the captain as well as the coach later knows who is asking the question. Take us, okay, we'll start here.
Hi, Sayil Ibrahim from Transfer Market. I just want to ask, since the point deduction, and it's been widely publicized, has the mood in the camp changed? Are you guys staying positive? What's the overall mood in the camp since that news broke?
No, obviously it wasn't good news, but there's nothing much that we can do about it. We need to control what we can, and that is the next 2 games. It's so important, and we still have an opportunity, a big opportunity. So we know how important it is. And either way, these 2 games are still going to be important, and we have to get the job done. And I think that's okay. We haven't spoken about it. We don't have to, because we can't do anything about it now. We rather focus and put all our energy into the next 2 games. And like I said, you can see the energy that we brought on training this week. You can see it's a team that means business.
Good afternoon, Ronza. Smith from Independent Media. This game is labeled as a Zimbabwe home game, but it's on South African soil. I think even without that, many would have deemed you guys as the favorites going into not just this game but the Rwanda game as well. between you and the coach and maybe the leadership group, how big has it been having to manage the sort of favorites tag going into these sort of games with everything else that is sort of expected from you guys?
At the end of the day, none of that matters. The most important thing is to show up and to get the job done. And I think we've seen that over the last 2 years, where people are putting high expectations for the team now. But we just do what we can do. We control what we can control. That's our mentality, the brotherhood, the team spirit. And most importantly, the 90 minutes is to show up, get the job done, play as hard as we can. And, we don't put too much emphasis on what's going and the tag, because, through good and bad times, we've learned and we've grown as a team. We've come a long way as a team, and we know what it takes to be at the top. We've tasted a lot of defeats. We've had success as well. So we want to stay on that road of the success and just focus and keep the team spirit. Because I think the most important thing has been the team spirit amongst us. Anyone who joins the group, that's the first thing that they can feel is that team spirit, the welcome they get. And then once the team spirit is there and you come, then you can enjoy and play your football freely. And then we can all express ourselves. And we've seen that when young players come in, they fit in perfectly. And then they can shine. So for us, it's just to do what we've been doing. Work hard, stay focused, and get the job done.
How's it, Ronza Faida, Crouch, East Coast Radio? I just wanted to know from you, obviously Zimbabwe understand how high the stakes are for South Africa now with these last 2 games, and obviously with the point deduction. But just looking at the team selection, Kamabila will come into the team. He's obviously has a lot of experience on South African soil playing club football. You've got experience playing against him. Does he pose any threat to the squad? And how important will communication be towards your backline to sort of hush him come the game?
I mean, when you look at the Zim team, you can't only pinpoint one player. They've got players playing all over the world now, doing amazing. I mean, if you see the goal that Moneti scored over the weekend, it gets you worried. So we don't solely focus on one player. We know his qualities. Obviously, we played against him and we know what he's about. But for us, is to focus on ourselves. That's the mentality that we've always had. Because we don't even know if he might start tomorrow, So we just focus and prepare ourselves, make sure that we are ready. We have a game plan, we have a strategy, and obviously we've analyzed them. So we know the strength, the weaknesses, and obviously we know most of them as well. So it's going to be a good one. We know they're going to come out. They're going to obviously want to get the job done as well and not make it easy for us. And we don't expect them to. It's a FIFA World Cup qualifier. And we don't expect anything less than 100% from them. So if we want to win this game, we need to bring our A game.
Okay, here and then here.
Yes, how's it, Ronza? So I'm going to be Anna from Far Post. I just wanted to ask, from your experience, you've spent a lot of your career as a captain, from throughout your club career as well, professionally. And you've been in, mentally demanding situations like this, where it's do or die. How much of your experience in those situations, namely, the CAF Champions League finals and all those stages, how much effects does that have on you, in terms of implementing the knowledge that you've already picked up previously in your career, now in a situation that is probably one of the most significant times in South African football within the last, 2 decades?
Yeah, I think it's key. Not only myself, there's so many players that played at the highest level. And I think the most important thing in our camp is our coach and the calmness that he brings. When you come into the camp, you feel it. You feel that you're at home, you feel the calmness, you don't feel any pressure. And once the coach says, wishes you well and he calls you up, I mean, that is You don't have to have any pressure. But I know once the whistle blows, there will be goosebumps, there will be anxiety, because it's a high pressure game. But that's when we need to stick together. And I always tell the guys, don't try and do anything different. Just play your game, play the way you've always played. If you make a mistake, we will all be there to support you. And that's how we've been. You know, you can see when we score a goal, everyone is celebrating, the bench is sprinting, the technical team is up and jumping. I mean, coach at his age, you see him every time jumping up and down. So it shows, you know, the team spirit, and that's what carries us through. You know, in good and bad moments, some players are maybe not at their best, but because of the team, you don't see that. You think everyone is happy and the spirit is good, but that's because of the team and the mentality that we have and that we've grown over the last few years. So we must just go out there, be the team that we've been doing, and definitely, you know, that will take us through.
I think
Okay, we'll give you
he's
an
answered
answer to the
it.
last question.
Good, he's answered.
Answered it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're the last.
In the last.
Aranza, Tashrik, News 24. Your career and as well as your personal life is well documented throughout your playing career. How important, obviously, is pain as well as joy for Bafana Bafana and for yourself? Obviously, take it back to your brother, fast forward back to you being various World Cup qualifiers as well as losing at AFCON, all coming towards this last two matches in the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Will pain as much as joy drive you in this last two qualifiers?
Yeah, I mean, that's how life is, and that's what I figured out. Life has its good moments, bad moments, but you just need to stay true to yourself always. You know, and I think for me, it's been the values that I've set out for myself. Whenever things are not going my way, I go to my values and I stay true to myself. Because one mistake or one bad moment don't make you a bad player, you know. And that's the message to so many players, because we're under so much scrutiny these days that if you don't show up, and then they say you're a bad player or back in form. But there's so many things that goes on behind the scenes, and you know, one bad moment, like I said, don't make you a bad player. So you always need to learn and grow in both moments, the joy and in the pain. You know, when you suffer, then you try and learn and see why. And when you win, always also look, what can I do better so that you can stay at that level. Because people are trying to pull you down. Always, not everyone is happy for you. So you need to always try and be a step ahead. Always, you know, remain humble, keep working hard. And when you happy and success is there, stay there with it. Because when you crash, you know, everyone is going to come for you. And then you need to be strong. So for me, the joy, the pain, I mean, the last year that I've had, you know, I was France at the Ballon d'Or, then we lost, Carling Black Label final. So I had so many high moments, but then so many moments that humbled me. And then you make a Champions League final, but then you lose. And then you, 1 week later, you fly to America for the Club World Cup. So you have all these emotions that's going, and you need to stay always mentally prepared, because you need to show up, you have a job to do, and it's tough. And if you don't have values or you're not strong, you can crash. So it's important to have a wonderful support structure as well, to be there to support you through good and bad moments, because they are the people that know you. And like I said, it gets quite difficult, but you need to be strong and take the good with the bad and the bad with the good, and that will, you know, eventually, you know, after the storm, the rain will come.
Thanks, Ronza. As I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, we have to release Ronza.